Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darjet, and I'll be your host for this evening, and welcome to Indygo, a game about depression. It's a game that addresses the causes, whether or not it be a variety of about a million different things, or it could be something very small, something very big, but addresses the issues of how it's caused, what it can feel like for others, and how bad it can get at times, and the varying degrees of which we experience it. And it's a very important game to kind of really understand. I'm sorry, it's been a long time since I've done a video. I've kind of lost my touch for being able to talk about this confidently and knowing what to do. If you have, as well as you haven't noticed, it's been a very long time since I've made a video, ever since YouTube's new standards came up and I kind of gave up on everything. But I found that I really missed doing this, and I really want to try to do again. And I really want to make up for a lot of what I've missed and a lot of what I should have been doing and what I could have been doing and haven't been doing. And I want to try and start again. I can't say that I'll be back to where I was making a video every day or most days, but I'll try to put one out when I can, and I'll try to do more than just what I've been doing. It's going to take some time for me to get back into the rhythm of how I was doing this, but if you stick with me, I would appreciate the help. Also, I really should close that. 1 second. So, this is Indygo. Let's get right into it. This game can negatively influence your mood. If you feel sad, you should take a break and return once you feel better. If you feel that you may be susceptible to emotions conveyed by movies and digital media, you should consider playing Indygo during the day, accompanied by a person close to you. Indygo is not a documentary. It is a work of fiction. It is only an attempt to interpret and illustrate a state that people with depression can find themselves in. Keep in mind that every case of depression is completely individual, and some symptoms or feelings shown here may not appear in some people suffering from depression. So that's a bit of a forewarning for the rest of you as well. If you are susceptible to depression or depressive situations, you may want to watch this with a friend, or maybe not in the middle of the night when symptoms could get the worst. Believe me, I know, I've been in depression before, and if you're feeling like this might trigger some things for you, it may be best if you don't watch this when you're more susceptible. So, forewarning now. Decisions made during the game affect the way things will end.
Bad days can be really long. They can last for weeks, months, years even. I don't remember the exact moment when my bad day started, but I am sure it was a long time ago. I wanted to get through it on my own. I wasn't even hoping it would be good for my creativity. It wasn't. People always say that tomorrow is another day. It isn't. That's why I see absolutely no point in opening this door and coming back to life again. Or maybe I'm just ill.
Wow, that's some really good animation work.
Day 126. My name's Tom, and I am a complete and utter idiot. I may be tired of living. I may not be willing to participate in this farce of a world, but for the love of destroying a memento, where's the sense in that? Why in the hell did I tear up that picture? I remember the first time we went to Italy for the Biennale. We instantly fell in love with the country. It was amazing. We knew that it wouldn't be our last visit. Back then, painting was still important to me. It actually meant something. Now I can't tell whether my life was pointless from the very start, or whether I stripped it of meaning. Oh, stop feeling sorry for yourself. At any rate, out of respect for Anne, I should piece the picture back together and put it in the frame. Maybe not everything is lost.
I know that feeling exactly. I know a lot about Italy, but I've never heard of the Biennale. Not sure what that is. If anybody knows what the Biennale is, could you let me know? I'm curious. Click the eye to receive the hint. I've got it. Wow. The artwork on here is amazing, just considering that most of this is just hatchwork. It's really well done. These pieces on the floor seem to kind of stick out. Click right mouse button to open inventory. Picture fragment. Oh! Oh, okay. So the middle opens up the journal, and then you've got the other items on the wheel here. Okay. And it pops up anywhere, which is good. That's really well done. That's very well organized. See any more fragments laying around? Oh, this is the frame, I bet. Aha, I gotta reconstruct this. Well, that's half of the pieces. Angry people tend to do stupid things. This frame shouldn't be empty. To think, I once had enough motivation to read them all. It's getting colder. Oop. I forget the back button is right behind my camera. What's that under the desk? Oh, what's that? I should clean up more often. Oh! Found another image piece. I guess that's it for under the desk. This must be my bed. Or was my bed. This is what you get when you don't make your bed for many weeks. My work clothes, my good old apron. It can feel like a real challenge to do even just the simplest chores. Well, all of this is pretty useless. Don't say that, it's your artwork, it's your paintings. It's your paint. You need to make do with what you have. Soon I won't have any room left for dirty underwear. Or even clean underwear. You won't have any clean underwear left. Wow, it looks as though it went through a grinder. I used to dry dozens of my paintings with it. Like master, like dog. Wow, wasn't that hilarious? Pathetic. It once cost me a lot of money. My personal Pandora's box. It's better not to think about certain things. Anne thought it would bring some life to the room. Yes. Ah, my greatest work. Incredibly pretentious. I thought that might have been a mirror at first with maybe some broken shards somewhere. Wow. This right here is probably a great example of what depression can do to you. You see one side here. It's pretty well done. The line work is good. There's some definite shapes. There's some great detail on here. But after a while, something just kind of takes over, and you end up kind of not caring anymore. You kind of just go into this mood to where it feels like it's not worth it anymore. So you just stop caring. Looks like someone's calf. Like there's a heel and part of a foot here. Wow. Oh. It's a table. I'm guessing some chairs, maybe? What's this down here? Ancient history. Looks like there might have been a fight. Well, let me just go ahead and put this piece in. Not a bad looking girl. Where else can we look? Where else have we not looked? Art in our city. The works of Thomas Perry can be seen at the Contemporary Art Gallery till the end of the month. His paintings have been appreciated by many international critics and private collectors alike. Size is among one of the most interesting works. Thomas's art has also gathered great reviews from local critics. Now his work can be seen and appreciated by the public. And there's the one we just saw, up on the wall. This one right up here. Ah, now the drawer opens. Does it still work? I guess there's nothing else in here? Ah, I can open each drawer. That's it. That's all the drawers. It's very old. We saw that. Oh, desk drawers. That's somewhere I should look. Is that an old Walkman? Looks like maybe a wallet, a book. The rest of this I can't even tell. Camera, deck of cards, letter maybe. Not even sure where else I can look. Oh, here we go. Sometimes I wish I could forget about them. Maybe we could put them to good use and throw them in the furnace. And I found another picture fragment. Looks like this is the last fragment of the picture. I guess I should put them in the frame. Oh, is that my self-portrait? Amazing. Oh. Oh, my friend. My love, my Anna. My Anne.
Tom, we both know what you're doing is far from normal. You're turning our lives into an endless drama, a horror even. I bet that if I sold our story, I'd be able to build a new house, with an atelier for you, one that would take up an entire floor. Hell, we could even throw in a hot tub, so that you could keep contemplating the meaninglessness of life like a king. Maybe I should do the same. Damn you. I'm perfectly aware that you're not working on your paintings. I also don't really believe that you simply need to spend some time on your own. I mean, some time? Do you take me for a fool? I didn't move in with you to end up sitting in an empty home. Don't you dare act like a rat hiding under the sink. Do you even care about what's going on with me? Whether I'm able to cope with all this? Well, I'm not. I'm not coping with any of this. I'm pathetic and hopeless. I can't even take good care of the house. I broke the alarm and forgot to pay the bills on time. Fortunately, the men from the security company were understanding enough. The alarm won't be working for some time, though. Oh, what's the point of writing all this for you, anyway? I bet you don't give a shit. I'm so fed up with providing excuses for you. People are asking about you all the time. They say they haven't seen you in a while, or ask, when is he coming back to work? Is Tom feeling well? Please tell him we said hi and take good care of him so he comes back to us as soon as possible. If I have to fake a smile even one more time, my face will remain twisted for the rest of my life. I'm sick of it all. I know everyone goes through a difficult period from time to time, but what you're doing is not going to help you solve your issues. The world is not going to simply change just because you keep running away from it. Either way, you can't just sit there for the rest of your life. I hope you're aware of that.
Well,
Anne.
Now hold on. Hold the fuck on, lady. I'm sure you're probably very different when Tom met you. I'm sure you were probably very supportive back then. But what the hell happened to you? I mean, if you love someone, you're going to support them no matter how long it takes. It takes time for people to even work up the courage, to even... And it seems here I'm able to choose which one of these options I want to say to her. I know this isn't how you imagined our lives together. You have every right to be angry at me, but please believe me when I say that it's not always up to me to decide how I feel. It's easier for me to blank. Forgive me for leaving you alone. On the other hand, I thought that you of all people would understand me. After all, we've had our share with your problems too. Please allow me to sort it all out on my own. You're absolutely right. I am hopeless. I am broken. I belong in the trash. I don't know. Maybe you should ask someone for help. If we have to pay extra for it, I'm willing to cover the costs. Forgive me, please, and be patient. I'm sorry. I know I'm hurting you, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's all my fault. I know I failed you. For some reason, the first and the last options don't light up when I hover over them. So it seems that I can choose between these two. On one hand, I can either tell her that she's had her problems in our relationship as well, and that maybe it's time we should be apart so that I can sort things out on my own, or I could admit that it's my fault and try to seek help. But then again, do I really want to stay with her if she's going to be this horrible to me? I would think not. And I know that there's a lot of people who struggle with this sort of thing because they find that being with someone that you've been with for so long and are so used to being with and have built up this sort of I don't know how to say this, but it's like you become so used to being with someone that it becomes difficult to not be with them. it's become so much part of your life that it's difficult to see how you can get by without them. And I understand if that's difficult for people to accomplish, but at the same time, you also have to decide at some point that maybe you could be better off on your own or by yourself than you would be with someone who treats you so toxically. So you know what? I'm just going to say, I'm sorry that you were left alone, but you're not perfect either. And I need to handle this on my own.
Day 137. What the hell's wrong with me? Where's this all coming from? Everything was good, wasn't it? There's no reason for me to feel like this. I got the promotion I cared so much about, head of the department. I worked so hard to get it. Now I wonder why I even bothered. I feel no joy, no satisfaction. I feel nothing at all. The inspiration to paint had left me even before I buried myself in here. Now all I can force myself to do is to stare at the ceiling. And this silence. Anne isn't home. The neighbors haven't come back from work yet. I feel like all this silence has made me deaf. I'm such an idiot. I forgot I brought a radio. I could have made use of it. There are broadcast schedules in the newspaper that Anne always brings me with my breakfast. I have no clue why I formed that habit. After all, I never used to read the paper.
That's another thing. Here, getting the promotion and not even caring about it. Just because it's what you wanted and you don't feel anything or don't have any satisfaction from it after you've gotten it, doesn't mean that you don't deserve it or that you shouldn't have it. It just means that it's difficult for you to feel joy at this point in your life. And things that should have brought you joy haven't. Doesn't mean that you're not worth it. I know it feels like that, but that's not what it means. You are worth it. You are. Wonder if it still works. I'm not even sure what the frequency is supposed to be set to. Okay, there's supposed to be radio frequencies in the newspaper? So is there a newspaper anywhere? Here it is. 96.6, The 7 Deadly Sins with Father Superior. Education reform, disco trance, supernova, indie music. Radio de Profundis on this November evening. Starts at 21 o'clock. Well, what time is it now? Do we have a clock somewhere that can tell us? Is there a clock on the radio? There is not. Is there a clock somewhere that can tell us the time? There does not appear to be. There should be. I don't know why. Picture is back. I should hide it better. Not all mysteries are meant to unfold. Okay, maybe just 90.1. So 90 point, right around there? Here, there, around here. It's not bad. Not bad. What else is on? Let's see. Let's try 100.2. 100.2. Probably more here. It suits the situation perfectly. I'm not sure. Listening to this might keep me in a depressive mood. I mean, he said it sounds perfect for it, and I suppose that when you do get in a depressive mood, it is very easy to want to listen to depressive music. Should I? Maybe I should. If he feels that this fits this situation perfectly, let's do it then.
Day 157. What's the use of having a lamp if all it does is gather dust? It's really bugging me. Anne was supposed to bring me a new bulb. Maybe she didn't have time. Well, everything comes at a price. I don't have to deal with everyday matters, but I have to be dependent on someone instead. Everything irritates me. Who'd have thought classical music would have such an effect on me? I can feel ants marching under my skin and my legs are walking around the room without me. We aren't going anywhere, so just stop it. I can't hold on to a single thought. Maybe it's this damn mess around me. I'm trying to calm down. So I'm pacing from the atelier window to the bathroom window. It's not helping much. In situations like this, I've always reached for tobacco. It used to calm me down. I cut down on smoking because of my health. Maybe I should smoke one now, even though I haven't smoked in ages. I should have an emergency pack somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure I squirreled it away somewhere.
I think I saw a pack of cigarettes somewhere before. In one of these drawers, maybe? I used to smoke myself. And also quit because of my health. That's not it. Oh. I feel like a cigarette, but the pack's empty. I must have another one hidden somewhere. Maybe. There might be, found a matchbox. Let's see. There's got to be something around. Nope. Nope. Check the drawers one more time just to double check. Nope. Top drawer? Yeah, haha, good one. I didn't see that one before. Looks like he started to draw something, but then kind of scribbled it out. It's getting cloudy. Why do I even need a mirror? Locked, thank goodness. When was the last time I watered it? I'm not sure where it could be. But I'm kind of feeling that slight little desperation. At least I won't cause a fire. Okay, so I found an ashtray. Oh. That's the hard part done. I have everything I need. Are you sure it's a good idea? I almost quit this poison. Ah, smoke or don't smoke. Back when I did used to smoke, if I got depressed, I would just start chain smoking like crazy. Of course, back when I did that, I started to feel really sick. I couldn't eat because of how sick I felt. You've made it this far without a cigarette. I know it's gonna be tough, but I can't keep on smoking like a chimney in here. The walls will turn yellow. Achievement unlocked, despair.
Day 170. Noiseless Anne. She brought me breakfast in the morning and didn't even wake me up. I woke up late, as I couldn't fall asleep last night. When I finally did, I had a dream that my hands were rotting away and I had to cut them off. No wonder I didn't get much rest. I feel so incredibly heavy. I move as slow as molasses. All because I'm such a bundle of nerves. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. It seems that Anne left me a letter with my breakfast. A letter? More like a note with a book recommendation. Is she worried that I'm bored? Me? With such excellent company?
Alright.
Maybe I should read what Anne told me to.
Maybe. So where's this book she left you? It's not here. What a load of crap. I bet that's what Frank would say about them. Don't tell me I have to find a specific book in this bookcase. Rilke, page 89. Read it, please, for me, if you still can. How am I supposed to find that book? I covered up my masterpiece. I'm guessing you're trying to say that it's not even worth looking at anymore. My potted plant is gone. Seems like there's more junk under here now. I don't remember this brush being here. Ah, there it is. Rilke. Solitude is like a rain, that from the sea at dusk begins to rise. It floats remote across the far-off plain, upward into its dwelling place, the skies. Then over the town it slowly sinks again, like rain it softly falls at that dim hour, when ghostly lanes turn toward the shadowy morn, when bodies wade with satiate passion's power. Sad, disappointed from each other turn, when men with quiet hatred burning deep, together in a common bed must sleep, through the gray phantom shadows of the dawn. Lo, solitude floats down the river wan. So it's a poem about solitude and how bad it can be, how bad it feels. Okay, well now what do I need to do? Yeah, let's read it. Let's read about solitude.
Tom, I wonder if you've read the thing I asked you to. I suppose you haven't, since you've been avoiding me and everything that's related to me. Except for meals, maybe. I can't even put it into words, how lonely I feel. But I guess Rilke has done it for me. Isn't it weird that a journalist is lost for words? I don't think it has ever happened to me before. I've been having lots of nightmares recently. All of them kind of alike. In each and every one of them, I'm wandering around some sort of building, a castle, an old house, or a hotel. All I know is that I need to get to my room. Those places are always chilly, always full of corridors, nooks and crannies, and most importantly, always haunted. Whenever I'm about to open a door, I feel overwhelmed by fear. What if the room I'm standing in front of is haunted by some kind of hellspawn? The nightmare continues in the light of day. I'm afraid of what I might see behind a door in my own home. I'm on edge. This isn't normal, and it shouldn't be happening. I'm not going to carry on with this, so I took some action. For your information, you have no say in the matter. I need to help you somehow. I need to help us. I've paid your doctor a visit and told him everything there is to say about the situation. He's going to visit you in a couple of days. I'm telling you this so that you have time to prepare for it. You're going to talk to him. I had to do something about it. I had to search for help, since we're not able to deal with this on our own, because we aren't. This situation is not good for us. It has to change. Oh, and don't even bother locking the door. As I'm sure you remember, we've agreed that I'm to have unrestricted access to your atelier. That's why I have my own key. Anne.
Okay. Dear Anne, I'm not angry that you're searching for help, but could you at least ask how I feel about all of this? We could at least try to agree on the date and time of the meeting. I can't do anything but accept your decision. In a way, I understand it. You're not able to control our finances, but somehow you decided you are able to control my life. On the other hand, it's me who gave this control away. To make matters worse, you think of me as the monster from your nightmares. I never thought of myself that way before. Excuse me. I was hoping that I wasn't going to lose so much, at least not in your eyes, that I'd be an annoying hermit at most. I don't really know what to say to you. I'll be waiting for the doctor, so have a good night, I guess. Maybe it's not such a crazy idea after all. I'm sorry that taking care of our home and me is such a burden for you. Maybe I didn't really leave you any choice, but even so, I'm still not feeling well about the visit. It looks as if you are setting someone on me. Well, I guess that if you're having problems with a ghost, you need to call a professional. Oh, so you're the only victim here? Same old story. You're the one who's suffering while all I do is have fun. What a beautiful disaster. Besides, I haven't got the strength to bicker with you, so keep on barking. You'll have it your way. I'll talk to him, but you should seriously consider calling a Ghostbusters or exorcist on top of the psychiatrist. Wow. So there's varying degrees of how to take this. In all of them, he's not going to argue about talking with the doctor, but his response to her, it's all different. In the first one, he understands completely that she needed to do this. In the second one, it's he's kind of surprised that she even took this matter into her own hands in the first place. And the third one, he feels a little betrayed by what she did. And in this last one here, it seems that he's blaming her for always trying to interfere in his life. I think surprised that she did this in the first place. I don't know if it's because I'm in no mood for this response. Okay, so if they don't light up, it's because of the choices I've made won't allow me to choose those. So it's either show surprise that she thought to do this in the first place, or feel a little betrayed. She's trying to help, and that's somewhat admirable, I guess. I mean, even if you have depression, you have to admit at some point that maybe you could use some help. Especially if you've gone this long and it hasn't improved at all, or has even gotten worse all this time. So that'll be my response.
Day 185. It seems Anne's running out of patience. We had another argument. She had this idea that a doctor should come by and check on me. Honestly, I'm surprised she still has enough strength to take care of me. I wish she'd just leave. Let me disappear here. Let me die. Let me slip into oblivion. You see, Rilke? Even though we secretly hate each other, at least we don't have to sleep in the same bed. At least I took care of that. When Anne was leaving, she slammed the door so hard that the mirror fell on the floor. Maybe it's better it smashed. I guess the only reason I kept it so long was my infantile sentimentalism. Every time my mother was done cutting my hair, she would hold a mirror up for me so that I could see my new haircut. It's one of the few memories I have of her. She left us so soon. Nobody was prepared for that. But then again, can you ever really prepare? In any case, I need to sort this mirror out. Anne's definitely not going to want to help me after that argument. And I feel uneasy in a room full of broken glass.
Yeah. Should I even fix the mirror? Fix it. Where's all the glass, though? There's one. Okay, so there's okay, I see them now. They kind of stick out amongst the backdrop. That should be it. If not, I don't have the energy to keep looking for those pieces of glass anyway. Oh yeah, I'd feel a little uneasy with all this glass too. There we go.
Dear Tom, according to what we discussed during our last meeting, I am writing this letter instead of calling or visiting you. Please, bear in mind that I'm only doing it because you're famous, and I can understand that you wish to avoid rumors at all cost. As I already mentioned, The state you're in is a cause for much concern. But I think we can start with home therapy. Let me just remind you what we agreed on during our last meeting. Medication is necessary. If you do not wish to cooperate with me on that matter, I will have no choice but to consider hospitalization. I gave Anne the prescriptions for the next month. I will visit you soon so that we can assess whether the medication has caused any improvement. I keep in touch with Anne, so please do not worry about her. Do not hesitate to contact me should any problems arise or your condition worsen. I would also appreciate it if you considered leaving your atelier. You can start by leaving the window open, then the door, and then maybe walking around the house at night when Anne's asleep. Once you accomplish that, you may try continuing your trips around the house, but during the day. I'm convinced it's worth a try. I often see that it's helpful if patients write journals, of course, if they find enough energy to do so. Please remember, it is crucial that you take your medication regularly. I know that you have experience with these sorts of pharmaceuticals, but let me remind you, they only work after a period of regular use. Please, do not let it discourage you that you may experience some deterioration in your condition in the first 2 weeks. After this critical period, you should expect things to get better. If you forget to take your medicine or stop taking it altogether, your condition will deteriorate. Please, get used to the thought that the therapy is going to take at least a couple of months. Please do not hesitate to inform me if you experience any disturbing symptoms. If you need to know anything more about the prescribed medicine, please take a look at the information leaflet. I can only add that the medicine prescribed nowadays differs substantially from the ones you used in the past. Please remember, we managed to get out of this once before. We're going to do our best to accomplish it yet again. Yours sincerely, Dr. Jacob Broll.
Dear Dr. Broll, I do realize that you might be unhappy with how our last meeting looked, but please give me a bit more time. I am deeply sorry about all the trouble I may have caused. As for the medicine, I admit I don't think of it fondly, but since I don't think it can get much worse than it is now, I will try to give it a shot. Please try to talk to Anne again and help her understand, to shed some new light on the matter. I am deeply grateful that you allowed me to stay home. Please rest assured I understand why you think the medication is needed. I am not excited thinking of all the side effects, but I will do my best to have the best attitude possible. I hope Anne will not hold it against you that you didn't take the problem away from her and let me stay under her roof. I suppose she would welcome the possibility to be freed from this burden I impose on her. Huh. So, it seems as though the first option here shows a little bit of optimism, and the second option shows a little bit, just a tiny bit of pessimism. In this second option, it almost sounds like I plan to run away if I have to go through this much longer. I'm going to go this first option. Try to have a little bit of optimism. It worked before, it can work again. Even if you're not happy with how it worked before, or the side effects, if it did work before, that's all the reason in the world to at least try a second time. The bathroom... Achievement unlocked. First step. The bathroom cabinet is perfect for storing medication, isn't it? Since I need to take them every day, it looks like I'm going to take regular trips to the cabinet. At least that's one good reason to get out of bed. I need to take my pills regularly if I want them to work.
Day 191. I suppose I regret fixing that mirror. My reflection looks wretched. The mirror speaks the truth. I'm pitiful, a worthless piece of rubbish. I did what was expected of me, and now I only deserve to be cast away. Anne's as sly as a fox. She always comes to the atelier in the morning before work to take the rubbish out, bring me some food, and sometimes cater to my special wishes. I hide in the bathroom when she does. I wash and get dressed, or pretend to at least. Most of the time she's gone by the time I come out, which means I don't have to suffer her gaze and the wave of guilt it brings with it. This time, it was different. She was sitting on my bed, waiting. She looked peculiar. Maybe she wanted to make up after the whole situation with the doctor's visit. I haven't got a clue why I'm so cold toward her. I can't show her how much I care. She talked to me about her family. Her niece's birthday is coming up, and she bought her a book about forest animals. Anne wanted me to make a painting of an animal that she could add to her gift. I made a note so that I wouldn't forget to do it. It's the least I can do. I hope I can do it. It seems like there's something wrong with Anne. Maybe she's consoling herself again.
Anne is going to her niece's birthday party on Saturday. She asked me to draw an animal for her. It would be great if it was a forest animal. The girl is crazy about them. Well, first things first, let me see if I can, Yep. There we go. Let's start the day. Paintings are better than fuel than sculptures. That's my motto. Oh. All the pictures are torn off. Well, not all of them. A few of them are still here. Wait, one of them might even be new. Uh-huh. Those are still scribbled out. Wait, is that a new plant? Is it a monocot or a deco? Oh, is there really nothing else for me to think about? I have what I need. Now I have to get to work. Rest up, girl. You've earned it. Okay, how do I start painting then? Achievement unlocked. I do not want to leave. How do I start painting then? Need to find my drawing supplies. I haven't used them in a while, and a blank sheet of paper. Okay then. Paper, Pencils. Pencils and paper. Pencils and paper. There's probably more of that in... Where would it be? Oh, this is different. Wow. You can really see the differences. That's the blank piece of paper. I have everything I need. I wonder if this is Anne. And now this is her. Wow. What should I draw for that little girl? A wolf or a roe? What's a roe? Sorry if I'm not experienced with that, but what's a roe? Just gonna quickly look here on my phone. Oh, apparently there's roe in Canada, but what is it? Images. No, not that. That's not the row I'm thinking of. I put it in row and it's showing me salmon eggs. Oh! Oh, it's a kind of deer. Okay, so a roe is a kind of deer. So should I draw a wolf or a deer? I suppose for a little girl... Oh, I don't know. Both of them do live in the forest. Maybe a roe. Yeah. That's nice.
Day 201. Anne seemed pleased with the watercolor. Hopefully Emily will be pleased with it as well. I found no satisfaction in creating it, though. It seemed to be a caricature of itself, completely inadequate. I think it's because of the defiance I felt while I was working on that row. How pathetic. A big artist having issues with a stupid watercolor. One needs a bit of enthusiasm to deal with the inherent absurdity of life. Enthusiasm makes the joke of human existence seem quite hilarious. I don't find it funny at all. Why do we have to keep on suffering? What's the point of it all? Sometimes I feel I don't have the strength anymore. To my great surprise, Anne brought me the clock I once got from a friend of mine, David. She said she'd found it while cleaning up. So many memories. They pop into my head every time I glance at that clock's face. That David, he was one of the really ambitious ones. Any obstacle in his way seemed easy to tackle. It was all a matter of attitude. I guess this gift from him was supposed to motivate me. The clock of his life stopped a long time ago. 5 years or so. Mine's still working, I guess.
So David died 5 years ago. Here's the clock. Time will keep on being a cannibal. Lek, use it wisely. How many years have gone by? No need to worry now. This clock stopped working just like you did. What am I doing now? Alright, I should probably take my medicine. A watch. This is stupid. It won't work. Okay. Do I look for something else with a clock on it? Why did the clock stop working? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with with that. Oh, is that new? Oh, wow. Looks like umbrellas. Sort of. Oh, a clock key. I could wind it up. Do I want to wind it up? At least I'd have some use for it. On the other hand, shouldn't this clock stay as dead as my old friend? Wind it up. Oh, it's working. Now I can keep track of the hours spent in my hermitage. Isn't that great?
Tom, when I found the clock in the attic, you know, the one from David, it immediately reminded me of that situation. His illness. His funeral. And then I thought of you. It finally got to me how afraid I am. Every single time I press the handle to walk into your room, my hand trembles. The image I might see upon opening the door scares me, but I turn the key and walk in anyway. As I do it, for a brief moment, my imagination feeds me the worst visions possible in order to spare me the shock, so that the worst possible reality that can await me inside already feels somehow familiar to me. This whole situation has completely annihilated my sense of security. You are there alone. I have no idea what you're thinking about, but it can't be anything good. I'm alone as well. I experience feelings I can't even control. I feel like my heart is going to implode any minute now. Tom, please allow yourself to be helped. Please don't condemn us to this non-existence. By shutting yourself off, you've also shut me off. You've turned me into your sentry. I know it's hard for you. I really believe that you feel the way you say you do. I'm dying to do more for you, to get inside your head, kill the monster that occupies it, and save you. But I'm completely helpless. Please promise me that I'm not in for any surprises, that whenever I decide to walk into your room, all that awaits me are dirty clothes, dishes, and some general untidiness, like newspapers and rubbish lying on the floor, an unmade bed, but that I will hear you in the bathroom, that I will see you faking your sleep. Please promise me that I will never come across anything else in there. Anne.
Oh, this time I only have one option. Everything else is, unavailable. Anne, I apologize for all the suffering I'm bringing upon you. I never intended to hurt you. You don't have to sympathize with me. You don't owe me anything. I understand that you have your concerns, but I'm not going to hurt myself. I can promise you that I will never break your life and heart with such a decision. Besides, I've been better recently. Oh wow, just doing a quick read of these other options. Never wanted to bring any suffering, just wanted some time alone. Didn't know that was a crime. Wasn't aware of how much this was destroying you. I didn't want to be scared of this atelier. You have to know, though, I'm still scared of what lies beyond it. Life is already painful as it is, but I managed to make it even more painful for you. Forgive me. I'm hopeless and I won't lie. I don't believe in my recovery. Writing this letter took me 2 days. I couldn't sleep at night because all the time I was thinking about what to write. Wow. The rest of this all just seemed to get worse and worse. Everything ranging from blaming her for the depression, to being afraid to ever leave the room, to giving up on help, to flat out giving up. I think that in the end, because I was able to kind of help myself and find some sort of recovery in my own life from my own depression. I think that's what led me to this, to having this being the only option, to knowing that the only thing I can say is I'll never hurt myself and I'm never going to hurt her. She seems to be truly wanting to help me now.
Day 211. Winding that clock wasn't the best idea after all. This constant ticking is making it impossible for me to fall asleep. Maybe it's not just the clock. I keep having problems with sleep these days. On the other hand, though, at least I always know the time. There's a new problem on the horizon today. Anne is expecting a visit from her school friend, Monica. Obviously, I asked Anne to tell her friend I'm not at home. Monica is a very agreeable person, but I just don't feel like seeing anyone. Surprise, surprise, we're sticking to the official explanation that I'm experiencing some heart problems, so I'm either undergoing some tests or at the clinic. As far as I know, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be on some medical retreat. It's all possible thanks to my old friend, a cardiologist. It was enough to tell him that I needed some rest. No questions asked. Thanks to his help, I can take some time off from the university. Anyway, I wonder where Monica is supposed to sleep. I brought the bed from the guest room here to the atelier. It was actually just the beginning. This room used to look so different. Now it's more like a studio, a place where everything needed for normal existence has been crammed into one small room. I brought the chest of drawers from our bedroom, bookcases from the living room, the desk and the lamp from the study. Luckily, I didn't have to build a bathroom, since there was one from the beginning. Step by step, I prepared a hideaway for myself, and I've been hibernating inside it ever since. But I have to admit, I've been exaggerating with it lately, though. If I still can't fall asleep, I know what I'm going to do. I found some old tapes, and I'm going to listen to them. I'll have to be careful not to attract the girls' attention. I know very well how the sound travels around this house. I make use of it myself sometimes when I'm trying to work out whether Anne's home. It looks like it's gonna be just me and the tapes tonight.
I'm glad that the outside world doesn't concern me anymore. First things first. There we go. Is it just me, or does the shower curtain seem a bit more drawn than it was before? What's this? Plant seems to have a bit more life. The drawer's a bit more closed. Batteries might be useful. Did I check this? Yep. The brush that was right here is gone. Everything still seems the same, though. For a wretched mood, you're Anne. Or Joy Division. I don't know. Let's put the batteries in first. Yeah. I never remembered to rewind the tape. This one probably isn't ready either. I never remember to rewind the tape. Okay, so rewind the tape then. Old headphones. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Okay. Do I need something to rewind the tapes with? If I do, I don't know what. Wow. It's a lot of garbage just laying around in here. Okay, Magic Eye, tell me where I need to go. Okay, but the back button keeps flashing though. Back, radio. Keeps telling me to go back though. Ah, there's the pencil. Of course that's where the pencil is. Why wouldn't it be there? Achievement unlocked. Third time's the charm.
I can't stop thinking about that night I spent going through my old tapes. I suppose I'd hoped listening to Joy Division would have some kind of cathartic effect on me. I wanted to cleanse myself, free my mind, take a deep breath, get a break from all this weight. I'm so tired of it all. The one thing I got from it was that finally, I felt some kind of emotion again, even though it wasn't the kind I'd expected. For a moment, I felt inspired. At peace with the fact there's only one solution to all of this. I don't know what to think. Sometimes when Anne's chewing me out, I feel this intense urge to shake her and yell, "What the fuck's wrong with you? How fucked up do you have to be to stay with me in all this shit? We're not so different, dear." But no, I'll never do that. I haven't got the energy for it. There's times when I don't even feel sorry for her. I don't know what's between us anymore. Recently, I got an opportunity to see how it'd be without her around. A couple of days ago, Anne left for her niece's birthday party. She was away for 3 days. The second night after she left, I had some kind of attack. I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe it was because of the broken alarm. I was convinced somebody was walking around the house. It wasn't easy for me. After all the time I've spent locked away in this room, I know exactly what kind of noises I can expect at what hours. I was petrified, but I couldn't put my finger on what was making me so afraid. Every movement, even the slightest, triggered intense reactions. I was sure I was going to die then and there. This whole thing was so incredibly illogical. But then again, what difference does logic make if what you feel is true for you and you have to find a way to live with it? And when you try to tell someone about it, nobody understands a single word. I wanted to leave, call Anne, and ask her to come back, but the fear paralyzed me. And now the phone is right there on the dresser, but not because of that experience. I didn't tell Anne anything. It's just that somebody called and wanted to talk to me. I was asleep, and Anne didn't want to wake me up. I don't feel like calling them back, but do I really have a choice?
Frank Snowpear called. He asked you to call him back. I won't be around tonight, so you'll have to manage on your own. Oh, wow. This is a tricky situation to work with because after an attack like that, where you start to experience some extreme paranoia, hang on, let me go into... We go to the bathroom and take that pill. After suffering an extreme paranoia attack like that, it can be hard to be able to try and do some normal activities, especially calling someone back. What, can't you just call someone for a chat anymore? I sense conspiracies everywhere. Even if I wanted to call back, I don't remember the number. My old contact book. Where's she going? Contact book. Might be useful. Okay, so there's another little item hunt here. Just checked all the usual places. Contact book. I have everything I need. Do I? Do I really? Frank Snowpear, so be under... Damn it, it must have been right after we had that argument about the exhibition. He didn't choose any of my works. Frank the skank. I used to press the pen so hard against the paper. I can see the marks on the page beneath. Maybe I could retrieve the number somehow. Yeah, you could. Oh, a sudden stroke of genius. I have the number, but do I really want to talk to that moron? He never believed in me, even when we were friends. So many years have gone by. If you have someone like that in your life where it felt like they never believed in you, felt like they were always kind of mean to you, but now they want to call, maybe it's for a reason.
Dear Tom, in light of our discussion about the most convenient way for me to contact you, I'm writing this letter. Gladly, in fact, seeing as writing is more permanent than a fleeting word. I do hope that you follow the advice I gave you. From what Anne has told me, I understand that you're not attempting to go out, at least not when she's at home. She is very concerned about the state you're in, but rest assured that we've offered her support, as you asked. I am writing now to tell you that I will be available for our meeting at the end of next week. Please, talk to Anne to set a time. I would also like to thank you for all the phone conversations we have had. It is extremely important that I am aware of any new symptoms, no matter how distressing they may be. That also goes for any issues you have with the prescriptions I've given you, although you've not said anything in particular about them so far. Has your trouble sleeping become any worse? I'd like to discuss the next stages of your recovery process at our meeting. What I mean is the steps we need to take for you to start leaving your studio. I would also like to visit you more often. To be frank with you, I think you should spend some time at the hospital. You need counseling as well as pharmacological treatment. The experiment we decided to attempt can't last forever. I see the changes in your mood, and that's the reason I'm sharing my thoughts regarding the next steps you should take. I also think that in the future, you would benefit from attending group therapy meetings. Please remember that you're not alone with your problems. This illness can happen to anyone. Where you are now, you are looking at the world through a keyhole, and the small fragment you see looks uninviting. Together, we are going to do our best so that you can see the wider world again. Yours sincerely, Dr. Jacob Brawl.
Dear Dr. Brohl, looking at the improvement in my sleep patterns, I believe the medication has started working. I would like to thank you, especially for the support you offered Anne. I know how much she needed that. I imagine she finds the situation very difficult, but I don't want to overwhelm her. I realize it's all my fault, but I'm unable to do anything about it.
Day 234. I forgot to mention that I talked to Frank a couple of days ago. He said he wanted to see me and talk about the good old times. Since I'm not really convinced his intentions are clear, I haven't set a date yet. Recently, the external world seems to have made yet another attempt to reach me. I was lying in my bed, studying the cracks on the ceiling, when I heard the most peculiar noise coming from the yard, followed by a doorbell. I couldn't immediately recognize who had paid us a visit. Auditory recognition of what's happening inside of my own house has become the basis for my hermetic lifestyle these days. That's why I was agitated to hear so many different voices. There were a number of people talking to Anne downstairs. I was so intrigued that I even peered through the keyhole. Later, Anne told me that the voices belonged to my students. They wanted to pay their old professor a visit, wish him good health, and ask whether he was coming back to work anytime soon. It was a rather distressing experience. Truth be told, I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't know what to think of my latest discovery either. I wanted to retrieve the magazine that fell behind the cabinet. When I reached for it, I found my real treasure instead. That's what I call my Russian doll, since I have no clue what's inside of it. Should I open her? Or maybe just let it go. If I leave it unopened, it will forever be hiding something amazing and mysterious, leading me to wonder about the nature of those mysteries. Knowing my own nature, though, I won't withstand it, and this old, forgotten treasure won't stay closed for long.
All right. I remember that Russian doll. I think I got it from an aunt, or maybe my grandma. What on earth did I hide in it? My memory keeps getting worse and worse. I keep getting worse and worse. I can't open it. It looks like it's glued shut or something. How should I get rid of it? There's probably something that you have to get rid of it. Whoa! Sorry, I clicked out of the game there for a second. Oh, a knife. I can use that to pry it open. This won't work. I won't get rid of the glue like that. Maybe I should just give up. Achievement unlocked. Worth trying. What else could I use? Maybe it's time to consult the eye. A candle. Interesting. Oh, wait a second. Matches as well. I know how to approach women. I almost forgot about this. My last comforter. I need some help. But is this the help I need? Oh, you hid some whiskey in there, didn't you? Well, drinking is only going to make your depression worse. And it's not good to take your medication with alcohol. Achievement
Tom,
unlocked. Moving up.
I don't know what to think in this situation. I can either feel proud of helping you deal with your problem, or ashamed of how I manage all this. It's but a fraction of what you're going through, yet I'm not sure I can survive it. I'm merely a pack animal, one that allowed someone's harsh words to be loaded on its back, and its life to be turned into a desert. I've become a camel. I don't know if I'm up for it. I can't do anything about the anger and sorrow that thrive in me. Sometimes I wonder how it's all going to look when we finally awake from this nightmare. Who are we going to be? Are we going to stay who we are? Are we still going to have the bond we used to have? I don't want this nightmare to last any longer, and yet I'm afraid of our awakening. I'm afraid nothing will be left of us. I want to tell you something, to share my thoughts with you, but I don't know how. Both my head and heart are empty. I no longer know what to think of it all. I have a feeling that all this is leading us to a place neither of us wanted to end up in. Is there still hope? Anne.
I know it was me who put that weight on your shoulders. I'm so sorry. There are things that I have no influence over. I can't change it just like that. I can't fix myself. But I want you to know that I'm willing to try. I want to come back to the living. The realm of the dead is not better than the real world. I do hope that you'll be there to help me with it. I apologize for everything that you've had to go through because of me. I know it may be difficult for you to understand everything that happened. All I'm trying to do is fix what's left, but I'm not sure it's even possible. All I hope for is that you never put the blame on yourself. What happened is nobody's fault, and if it is, let it be mine. It's because of how broken I am. I'm not convinced that the tools they use now and will use in the future to fix people like me are going to prove. I guess they meant improve. So this one's just saying it's all my fault and I'm sorry you're going through this, or I'm sorry it's been such a weight on your shoulders, but I want her to be there to help me. And I think I'm going to choose this one.
Day 245. There were times when I could cure all the world's ailments with booze. The healing aspect of alcohol lies in its ability to shut the brain down, which translates into temporary deactivation of the self. That brings a moment of relief. Now I know that booze is not the answer. It doesn't solve any problems. And I wouldn't say no to any solution to the problems I have with Anne. It's bad. It's really bad. Anne has seemed indifferent to everything lately. I haven't seen her for quite some time, but I noticed her anger has disappeared entirely. That's a bad sign. I don't even know what I think or feel right now. Sometimes I feel nothing at all. There's nothing there. There's no me there. I'm nothing. Pointlessness seems to be as omnipresent as air. Writing about pointlessness is pointless, too. Oh, I know. I feel like a pile of crap. I guess I smell like one, too. Right. And they think one of my paintings is actually worth something. The Foundation for Talented Children asked me to donate one of my paintings for their annual charity event. They can have whatever they want. On the other hand, though, is it ethical to excite hope in others when all one believes is that life brings nothing that's worth all this effort? Maybe I shouldn't be the one to judge. The basic aspect of freedom is that everyone can waste their life in the way they see fit. Yes. Anyway, let them take this crap away from me. I suppose I should pick one painting and pack it right away.
Dear Mr. Perry, since you expressed interest in our charity auction for talented children last year, we would like to kindly ask you to participate again. We would like to remind you that all of the proceedings from the auction will be invested in the education of talented children who often come from less affluent families. We would also like to encourage you to take part in bidding, which will be preceded by an exhibition prepared by our pupils. You can learn more about the event from the leaflet attached to this letter. We would be honored if you took part in our initiative. Yours sincerely, Agatha Mark, the Foundation for Talented Children. So pick one, huh? Hang on. Medicine. Gotta get into the habit of doing that. Huh. Some of these have come back, but now some of the others have been torn away. It's one of my most valued works. Should I be the one to give them? I should have some other works around here. After all, it's an atelier. Okay, what else have you got lying around? Oh, this one would do nicely as well. It's one of my earlier works. Which one should I donate and which should I put up on my wall? Should I donate the dark painting or the light painting? Oh boy. Should I give them something dark to look at or something light to look at? Let's give them something light. I don't want to bring the auctioneers down. After all, it's about the children, not cancer patients.
I lost the fight with hopelessness. I handed in my resignation and gave up the rights to everything the world had to offer. In the name of what? It took me a long time to realize it doesn't have to be that way, that I can feel differently. I'll try to rejoin the living now. I won't be lying. It's not the same as it was. Now I'm equipped with hope. That will help me fix my universe again.
The story has come to an end, but the journey has not. Play again and make different choices to experience different endings. Alright, well that was Indygo. I am kind of satisfied that I was able to help him make the decisions that helped him make the choice to rejoin the rest of us and try to become a part of our world again. I'm not sure what else to say except that if you're suffering through depression, there are things that can be done. And even though it may not feel like it at times, there are people who care deeply about you. And if you always choose to push them away because you feel like you don't want them to be part of it, or that you don't feel like that they really have your best interests in mind, it's also good to remember that they're aware of the fact that they don't know how bad it is for you. They want to know, but they know that they may never understand. Their ability to help you is also kind of dependent on how much you can open up to them. They can only do so much, but they can only do what they can if you're able to open up and tell them how you feel. And there are professionals out there who can do even more. They can do even more than your family or friends can ever do for you. There's so many options to help you out. It can seem like there's nothing that can help you, but there are a lot of things that can. It's all a matter of not giving up. There's a link here about depression. Let's take a look at this real quick. Everyone experiences sadness at some point in their lives. It's natural to feel down when going through a rough patch. Even if the reason for feeling sad is not obvious, it's okay to feel down. Sadness is a natural reaction that stops us, allowing us to take a break from our everyday routine and consider the situation we are in. If the feeling of sadness lasts more than 2 weeks and is accompanied by other symptoms, it may be indicative of a mood disorder. The symptoms of depression can affect how one feels, thinks, and handles everyday activities. The most common symptoms of depression are feelings of sadness and an inability to enjoy activities that used to be enjoyable. People suffering from depression can also feel tired and fatigued, experience pain without an obvious cause, experience sleep disorders such as insomnia or oversleeping, experience eating disorders resulting in either weight loss or gain, feel angry or annoyed, have trouble concentrating, thinking, and making choices, feel guilty, hopeless, and worthless, or have suicidal thoughts. Keep in mind that those are the most common symptoms, and individual cases may vary in the presence and the presentation of symptoms. Mood disorders can present themselves in many different ways, and their type depends on their intensity. Researchers attribute depression to a variety of factors, including genetics, biology, environment, and psyche. It can affect people of any age, gender, or nationality. There are certain factors that increase the risk of depression: serious illness, mood-affecting drugs, serious life changes, trauma, stress, and familial tendencies towards mood swings. Depression can be treated by both medication and psychotherapy. Antidepressants help the brain produce chemicals that affect our mood. They are not, however, magical and do not have an immediate effect. The effects of antidepressants become visible after a period of 2 to 4 weeks of regular medication. This is an extremely difficult period for medicated patients, and the support of family and friends is key. Alongside the medication, a depressed person might also take part in psychotherapy. There are many types of psychotherapy available, and each uses different techniques and coping strategies. One should learn what a therapy session would look like before committing to a long-term course. In short, therapy consists of talking to the therapist and exercising coping strategies. Group therapy is also available, allowing the patient to meet other people suffering from the same illness and receive their support and understanding during therapist-led sessions. Only a small number of mood disorder patients are committed to hospitals. If you think someone close to you may be suffering from depression, consider talking to them. Their mood may be a result of a difficult situation they are in, and they may need your support. Together, it should be easier to decide whether they should consult a psychiatrist to determine whether they suffer from depression. If you know someone who is struggling with depression, try to avoid saying hurtful things and focus on positives and things that might help them cope. Below, you will find some examples of things that you should avoid saying to a person struggling with depression, and alternatives which may help communicate that you support and care for them. Instead of saying everything will be fine, say, I'll be there for you. Instead of saying, there's nothing to worry about, get a grip. Instead say, how can I help you feel better? Rather than saying, there are people with bigger problems than yours, say instead, do you want to talk about your problems? Instead of saying, your life is amazing, what are you worried about? Say instead, I really appreciate the person you are. If you feel you might be suffering from depression, consider talking to your doctor, calling a depression hotline, or turning to someone close to you. If you feel the mood is getting low or you're feeling the blues, consider the following. Try to stay active, play sports, go for everyday walks. Do not set expectations that exceed your current ability. Everyone has worse days. Try to spend as much time as you can with people close to you. Avoid isolation. Allow people to reach you. If you are undergoing depression treatment, do not expect immediate results. Therapy usually takes a long time. Try to avoid making important life decisions, and if you need to make them, be sure to consult your decisions with your loved ones. And try to learn as much as you can about depression. Here are some helpful websites. I think I may go ahead and add these to the description below so you can check them out for yourself if you are or know someone who might be going through depression as well. One of the best ways that you can help is to be knowledgeable of what it is and what you can do, and I think these websites can really help. So I'll leave those in the description below and you can check them out for yourself. Anyway, I think that's all there is to see about Indygo. This is a very insightful game. I mean, I was actually very surprised with what kind of mark it left on me now. I mean, I feel somewhat different because of this experience. I encourage everyone to try this game out for themselves and see what kind of impression it will leave on them. Try the different choices and see what those results bring upon your life or your thoughts. But thank you all for joining me for Indygo. I really like this. I really like the message this sends. And I hope you'll try it out for yourself. But again, thank you all for joining me for Indygo, and I will see you next time. Avoiding stepping where I stepped before. So, we're continuing on. I had completely forgotten what I was even talking about before. Something about coffee being the only thing that